Hello, this is a Tradesight trade recap. I want to show you an Amazon trade call, not just the call itself, but just how in tune with our tools the Amazon chart was on Wednesday, the 17th of October 2012. Here's a look first at the futures, the S&P or E-mini futures, the ES contract. You can see what it did for the day. You can see this very flat opening right here, and I'm on Pacific time, so my charts are showing a 6:30 a.m. Eastern time, Pacific time open of the markets right here. Very flat with the prior session, as you can see. Started to head up within a couple of bars, and then really ran to highs for the rest of the session, and closed very near the highs. And what does that really mean for us? Well, what that means is that once the market sort of shows that it's got a positive bias, which it did within a couple of bars of the open, we're looking for long ideas in the market. We're looking for stocks with good setups, good breakout points that could propel the stock higher. And then once we find those, we get into those stocks, we're going to use some bar counting tools to sort of measure where the market might pause or reverse. And let's just show you how in tune with some of these tools Amazon got onto. So here is the Amazon chart, and we're going to put our what I call our comber tool with the bar counting mechanism on top of each of the bars in this chart. So here's 2 bars into Amazon for the day, and as you can see, there's sort of a cup formation that's formed since the middle of the day, the prior session. And what we're looking for here is a breakout over the highs, and this is where we told our subscribers to go along, was a breakout over the highs, that 245.60 area. You're going to buy the stock. Now let's watch the chart here and see how it plays out. So here's the entry point. This is where we bought into Amazon on this move right here. And typically what we do on a $200 stock, we're looking for about a point to get part of our trade off the table, build a profit cushion, and see what happens from there. So that happened within a couple of bars, little pause consolidation, something you might even call a bull flag right here, and then another bar up. And at this point, we're a point in the money. We've taken a partial profit on the trade. We move a stop under the entry point. But as trades get really vertical, we use it, instead of just moving our stop strategically along with support and resistance points, what we tend to do is move our stop up a little more aggressively and keep an eye on the bar count, which you can see right here, the little numeric 1, 2, and 3 in green on top of each of these bars. And we're going to watch those. And there's a 4 as I move the market forward. I'm looking for a 9, and that's basically what we call a seeker setup phase or a comber setup phase. It gives us an idea that maybe on a vertical move like this, you might see a pause point in the market. Okay, so what I want you to focus on here is there's 5, there's 6, there's 7. Now at this point, we had actually instructed our subscribers to sell a little more. We're a couple points in the money on Amazon. It's already a very nice trade. It's very vertical. You're getting deep into the bar count, and as you can see, we sort of get a reversal bar here, and a pause point. So we got out of the trade around this point, just under the 248. We made over 2 points on the trade in a short period of time, and this ends up giving, and you'll hear the sound, this ends up giving us a signal when we get the 9th bar. So this is kind of suggesting that maybe there's a pause coming up here in the stock. Anyway, so we were out of the trade around this level. Now I want to show you what the technicals do for the rest of the trading session on Amazon, just to show you how in tune with the market it was. Let's take a look here at the actual trigger that we had, which had been above the highs of the prior session, right? That's this blue line I've just drawn in. And then let's watch as the stock moves forward. There we are, pulling all the way back. So you've got a technical breakout point, a nice vertical run of a couple of points. We make money on the trade. Now you get a pullback. Look at how we're 5, this is 6, 7. Look how it stops right there on that entry point. 8, 9. We've got another 9-bar move, this time to the downside, and it's finding support right on this level. So sometimes when you're trying to get in sync with the market, that could be an entry point for you going back on the long side once we get the 9, and again you'll hear the sound right here when we get it. Okay, that's our alert. Make sure we don't miss that. And then there's a turning point in the market for those that are interested. Now, this green line that you see forming right here, this is the static trend line of this 9-bar move down. What that means, it's the high of all the bars that are in the count. Okay, and it's often a trade to target on the move back the other way. And let's have a look at what that looks like. So here we go, 5, 6, 7, 8. Look at that, right back up to that line, and again we're going to get a 9-bar for a pause here right at that line. Again, the sound comes in, and look how the high of that bar is exactly on that static trend line. So it's a trade to target, and from there what do? Yeah, we do try to push a little higher. Doesn't really work. Here's how the rest of the day plays out. And on the next pullback, I think this is interesting. 4, there's 5, we pick up a little energy. 7, Now this time we're actually breaking back under what was that prior entry point. Here's bar number 8. Here's bar number 9. Here comes your sound again for a buy signal. And look what happens. Turning up, okay, fine. Does that lead to a move? It, in fact, does. So as you can see, Amazon very in sync with what happens in the market, and I'll just skip the chart forward till the end of the day at this point. Very in sync with what happens in the market from a bar counting mechanism perspective. Got a nice trade-off today for our subscribers, and another move or two that occurred if you really wanted to follow it in the market on Amazon over the course of the day using the bar counting methodology.